Hallöchen. And hello, Selina. I can speak English if you want. How are you? Und wie geht's euch, Leute? Es ist Freitag. Ich spiele was Neues. Ihr habt es bestimmt schon gelesen. Ich spiele The Stanley Parable. Ich habe bereits ein paar Minuten vom Spiel mitbekommen. Mich aber nicht weiter gespoilert. Dementsprechend weiß ich nur von einer beziehungsweise zwei Sachen, wo man ein bisschen tricksen kann. Ich bin Spießer. Ich gehe straight nach Gameplay vor, wie auch immer. Deswegen werde ich das ganze Spiel wahrscheinlich zweimal spielen müssen. Mal gucken. Ich war bereits kurz drin, habe ein bisschen in den Einstellungen rumgespielt. Also nicht wundern, dass da 3 Minuten stehen. Sound müssen wir doch gucken. Aktuelle Uhrzeit. Warum ist das Englisch? 8:02 Uhr. Also 20 Uhr. Sekunde mal, warte. Ja, weil ich... Kann ich kurz was sagen, bevor wir loslegen? Danke, dass du die Uhrzeit beide Male eingestellt hast, nachdem du das Spiel gestartet hast. Wie gesagt, ich war schon mal in den Einstellungen drin. Viele nehmen diesen Schritt nicht ernst. Sie lassen die Uhrzeit einfach bei 12 Uhr und lassen es gut sein. Aber du machst dir tatsächlich die Mühe, die Uhrzeit einzustellen. Und das weiß ich zu schätzen. So weiß ich, dass dir diese Erfahrung wichtig ist. Du bist aufmerksam. Ich kann gar nicht wissen, ob die von dir eingestellten Uhrzeiten korrekt sind. Pass auf, ich habe einen Vorschlag für dich. Da du so kooperativ warst, kannst du bei deinem nächsten Spielstart, wenn du diesen Bildschirm siehst, einfach deine Lieblingszeit einstellen. Lieblingszeit. Habe ich sowas? Mach nur, nimm einfach die Uhrzeit, die du willst. Selbst wenn es nicht die richtige Zeit ist. Du hast es dir verdient. Alles klar, ich lasse dich jetzt mal weiterspielen. Okay, here we are. Sound. Wie gesagt, müsst ihr mir sagen. Ansonsten, ich habe deutsche Sprache mit Untertiteln. Kleine Untertitel. So. Fadenkreuz. Für was? Es wird, glaube ich, mit Controller gespielt, soweit ich gesehen habe. Nee, nicht einmal. Hä? Ja, vorhin konnte ich nur mit dem Controller. Wobei, es war ja... Ja, gut. Erstelle Musik. Ich lasse es jetzt einfach mal so. Fangen wir an. So.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what Employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Ganz kurz. Bildschirmtexte. Ich mache die Untertitel ein wenig größer. Und den Erzähler ganz klein
This is a
wenig...
story of a man named Stan.
Ganz klein wenig leiser. So. Okay, let's begin. Es wird interessant. Das Problem ist... Also ich weiß jetzt am Anfang schon, was man machen kann. Ich werde das auch ausnutzen. Bei diesem Spiel geht es ja halbwegs darum, man kann dem Erzähler folgen oder das Gegenteil machen. Ich werde jetzt beim ersten Play weitestgehend dem Erzähler folgen, okay? Und wenn wir durch sind, machen wir das Gegenteil. Ich denke ja. Schauen wir mal. Auch wenn ich mich jetzt schon mal gern umsehen würde. Wow, geht der schnell. Hui. Hallo?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Memo. Wo ist denn der? Ah, die Uhr geht noch. I hate Mondays?
No
Oh.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Die Tasse. Okay. Okay. Meeting Room. Also wie gesagt, wir folgen jetzt mal dem Erzähler. Es ist grell. Und dann schauen wir uns in Ruhe um. Windows 98? Wobei es sieht eher wie 95 aus. Hm? Was sind das für viele Zimmerchen? 456? Access. Oh, wie gern würde ich mich jetzt einfach überall was umschauen. Gibt es hier sowas wie eine Map? Es ist kein Horrorspiel, also keine Sorge.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Macht er die Türen zu oder ist das doch ein Geist? 413? Ich habe nicht auf die Uhrzeit. Ich habe nur auf die Sekundenkatze. Oh. Ist das der Meeting Room? 411? Tips for not getting fired?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard What? What? RIP? Soll es ein Franz sein? Tabellen? What do people want? Money! Graphs about things and money. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Da, warum stand da Stopp? Okay. Das nächste muss ein andermal durch. Ey!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Ich kann nichts aufheben.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Oh, ich würde den Sprecher ja doch gerne aus... Oh Gott, dein Ernst.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ja, ist ja gut. Er geht so schnell, das ist richtig ungewohnt. Bad? Das soll ein Bad sein? Die Sekretärin? Auch nicht da. Geiles
Stepping
Bücherregal.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Kann ich bitte dieses Bücherregal bekommen? Beide? Oh. Das will ich haben.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Und das soll ich jetzt eingeben, obwohl ich es eigentlich nicht wissen kann? Okay.
2845.
Ja, ist ja gut.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Das ist ein großer Durchgang. Es ist kein Horrorspiel. Was soll diese Musik? Ich erkenne es nicht. Ist das Boden oder falle ich da runter? Es ist so dunkel. Ich glaube, ich muss da rein, oder? Schallung? Oh, Licht!
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ah ja, in die Hocke gehen kann ich. Wow! Okay. Das Ding ist gruselig. Wo bin ich hier?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Will ich das? Ich mach, was der Erzähler sagt. Mind Control. Oh Gott, was passiert denn jetzt? Jetzt gehen wir wieder alle. Es ist so dunkel. Es ist... Ich stehe auf dem Stuhl. Ich kann das nicht lesen.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So, ganz kurz. Katze. Brav sein. Hier waren auf jeden Fall schon mal welche. Sogar relativ lange. Oh Gott. Was ist das hier? Ich meine, nicht, dass sein Beruf schon normal wäre, aber... Überwachungskamera? Er will doch nur die Tasten drücken. Employee Observation Protocol. Okay. Ich könnte wahrscheinlich wieder gehen, oder?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Da ist die 427. Ist natürlich leer. Feiert? Ich kann es nicht mehr drücken. Ich kann das nicht ausschalten. Fahrstuhl? Gott, ist das gruselig. Stellt euch mal vor, ihr würdet die ganze Zeit so beobachtet werden. Alle 500... Nee, 600 Mitarbeiter. Aber es sind doch keine 6... Oder? Das sind 600 Monitore jetzt. Oh Gott. Große Firma.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Ich kann an diesem Punkt ja fast nichts anderes mehr machen. Du kannst nicht springen. Ich habe jetzt eigentlich nur die Maus. Okay.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Dieser riesige Monitor. Offline. Fünf. Mind controls idle awaiting input. Das sind mehr Knöpfe. Eins, zwei, fünf. Mehr sehe ich aktuell nicht. 0142. Da ist einer. Die 3. Gibt's eine 4? Hallo Katze. Das Geräusch. Als würde man in die Tasten hauen, ne? Es gibt keine 4. Da steht irgendwas. Mind Control. Oh, es ist viel zu klein. Equip. Nee, was steht da? Ich kann es nicht lesen. System Power?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Schlage das Spiel. Okay. Also, ich würde sagen, das war die Straightforward-Route. Ich nenne es jetzt einfach mal so. Dann gucken wir mal, was es noch zu erkunden gibt. Hier geht zumindest schon mal nichts. Ich kann durch den Stuhl durchgehen. Ich kann auf jeden Fall nicht springen. Es ist jetzt, ja, kurz vor 10. Komischerweise auf die Taste. Katze! Auf der Tastatur kann ich nicht draufdrücken. Ich bewege mich, indem ich nur die Maus benutze. Hä? Okay. Ohne Intro diesmal, ja. Ich weiß nicht, immer wenn ich solche Büro-Dinger sehe, so kleine Kajüten. Das erinnert mich immer ein bisschen an The Incredibles. Also nicht nur, aber hauptsächlich. Kann man hier wenigstens jemanden anrufen? Hallo. Ich würde gern hüpfen. Was steht da? Recommendations from the Overnight Committees. Okay. Wenn man wenigstens irgendwie interagieren könnte.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Oh.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes. Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, hier passiert nichts mehr. Gehen wir weiter. Gehen wir weiter. Gucken wir mal. Tür. Noch mehr Tassen.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Hä? Wohnt der in dem Büro oder was?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Kriegt er.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Merkt es euch. Okay, machen wir. Die Tür finden wir. Irgendwo. Irgendwann. Ein Kopierer. Ah, das ist grell. Das tut im Kopf weh. Die Taste finde ich immer noch gut. Läuft der PC? Aber der hier nicht? Oh! Number 1 dead. Ich habe den PC ausgemacht. Ich habe den PC ausgemacht. Strom sparen. I like work. I just hate my boss. Okay. Smile. Was passiert, wenn ich jetzt hier klicke? Ich glaube nichts. Die Tür kann ich nicht anklicken. Okay, Tür 417. Ist hier jemand? 4B6, das wundert mich immer noch. Eine FU-Taste. Be my Valentine, okay. Ich mache jetzt einfach mal alle Computer aus. 4, 2, 3. Keep 3. Okay. Es gibt 11 Errungenschaften. Soweit wir gesehen haben. Awaiting Input. Katze. Moment, 418. 420. 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Der schickt mich jetzt echt. Okay. 437. Das müsste... nicht hier sein. Wo ist 437? Da.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. Das macht dem Spaß, oder? Also ich habe gerade Spaß. 4, 1, 5, 9. Da.
Now, back to door number 437.
Ach, Menno! Ich kann nicht laufen. Und warum steht die Türnummer eigentlich nicht drin?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Okay.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay. I feel it. Let's feel it. Wir machen, was er sagt.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Ich kann nicht klettern. Wie?
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Okay. 416 müsste er dann... Hier.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Wie steigert sich der da bitte rein? Und warum gibt es hier keinen Kopierer? Dann müssten die ja ständig rumlaufen.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Hier haben wir angefangen.
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Yay!
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Okay, weiter geht's. Ich schätze mal, hier gibt es nicht mehr so viel. PCs sind hoffentlich alle aus. Das Klettern war jetzt gar nicht mal so einfach.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Habe ich schon alle Türen getroffen? Was heißt getroffen? Geklickt? Ich mach das jetzt einfach nochmal. Ey, ich kann nicht in mein Büro zurück. Ich glaube, bis jetzt habe ich alle. Die komme ich ja nicht ran. Also mich würde es schon ein bisschen panisch machen, wenn hier alles abgesperrt ist. Glaube ich.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nein. Kann ich die Tür zumachen? Nö. Ist das hier ein Warteraum? Der ist gruselig.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Irgendwie steht die Zeit still. Nur die Sekunden nicht. 447? Hier ist echt alles abgesperrt. Ah, lass mich da rein. Ich glaube, ich fände es auch gruselig, wenn ich so ein Fenster drin hätte.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Notizblock?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ich kann mir keinen Kaffee machen.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, sei mal nicht so gemein.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Send me a message. Gib mir was zu trinken. Was steht da eigentlich? Fuel? Okay. Was passiert, wenn ich noch ein bisschen länger hier bleibe? Aber hey, immerhin geht die Feuerlösch-Dingsbums. Die Tür ist zu. Okay.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Die Katzen haben Hunger. Ich glaube, das Papier ist alle. Da ist doch so ein richtiges altes Telefon drin. Jetzt habe ich mich eingesperrt. Okay. Blaupause.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ja, mein Gott. Lass mich halt. Warum haben die Holz an der Wand? Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Oh! Ich kann gar nicht mehr zu... Ich wollte doch den anderen Raum noch angucken. Oh, Menno. Das geht noch. Rohe? Warum liegen hier lauter Dokumente? Jetzt komme ich nicht mehr raus. Ich brauche eine Checkkarte, die ich nicht habe. Hallo? Ist da unten jemand? Wow. Wow. What? Warning, do not jump from the cargo. Lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift 1000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift 5000. Okay. Das heißt, ihr dürft nur nicht runterhüpfen, weil das Geld kosten würde. Als ob das große Problem wäre. Holzplatten? Ich erkenne leider nicht, welches Holz das ist. Keine Ahnung. Hallo Katze. Ein paar Minuten, okay?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ups. Ich kann ja nicht springen. Okay. La la la.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ach, ich hätte sogar durch die linke Tür gehen müssen. Sollen. Oh, ich will das Cargo-Ding eigentlich noch.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ja, sorry, Mann. Also, wir müssen jetzt eh schon 5000 Strafe zahlen.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Was meint er mit... Hä?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Wer? Was ist das für eine komische Maschine? Was macht die? Und wo bin ich? Gabelstapler? Bulldog. Noch mehr Zigaretten. Ins schwarze Nichts. Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Wie fies! Ach komm schon, wie oft muss ich denn das machen? Es wird dunkel, wenn ich reingehe? Aber immerhin hat er eine weibliche Statuette.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Guten Morgen, Mitarbeiter 424. Drücke B auf deiner Tastatur.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Bitte drücke C.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Soll ich C drücken? Aber es passiert nichts, wenn ich andere Tasten drücke. Okay.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Drücke P, um fernzusehen? Ich habe einen Fernseher? Das da.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Bitte drücke V, um Zeit mit den Jungs zu verbringen. Okay.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Drücke B, um Abendessen vorzubereiten.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Warum war bei Linie jetzt ein TM? Trade Market Symbol? Drücke G, um deinen Kindern eine Geschichte zu erzählen.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Drücke O, um der Frau zu sagen, dass du sie liebst.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Drücke P, um schlafen zu gehen.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Drücke F, um morgens zur Arbeit zu erscheinen. Wie lange muss ich warten? Warum bin ich schon fast im Büro? Also wie gesagt, ich kann mich hier auch mit der Maus vorwärts bewegen. Warum steht der Stuhl so da? Also Richtungstasten gehen trotzdem noch. Die Sekunden gehen, aber die Minuten springen nicht weiter. Interessant. Ja, und du? Ich glaube, ich weiß jetzt auch, was mit dem Fahnenkreuz gemeint war. Ich muss das drücken, oder? Ich drücke andere Tasten, passiert aber nichts. Ich muss das scheinbar drücken. Was ist das für ein Kabel, bitteschön? Ein Kabel, das nirgendwo hinführt. Ich habe nicht mal den Rechner, Leute. Oder ist der Kasten da drunter der Rechner? Könnte vielleicht sogar sein.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Drücke Z, um nichts zu hinterfragen. Ich kann nichts anderes machen. Aber der Stuhl steht anders. Und diesmal kann ich auch nicht drauf oder durch oder sonst was.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ich habe nichts gedrückt. Okay. Gut. Guter Moment. Ich mache hier eine kurze Pause. Bin dann gleich wieder da. Und dann schauen wir uns noch ein paar Minuten das Spiel an. Und dann machen wir Feierabend. Ich bin seit 5 Uhr wach. Muss man nicht übertreiben heute. Okay? Bis gleich. Weiter geht's. Also, jetzt sind wir hier fertig.
How
Jetzt.
wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Jetzt sind die Computer schon wieder an. Oh. What? Jetzt hat sich ein anderer PC... Ich fürchte, in dem Spiel gibt es so viel zu tun. Okay, was jetzt, Leute? Gehen wir...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Das waren seltsame Geräusche. Da komme ich halt nicht rein. Wir werden hier noch lange nicht fertig sein, Leute. Ah, das ist immer noch viel zu grell. Da oben ist der Beamer.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda. Wer ist Jim? Who moved my desk? Okay. Not cost efficient. Hire someone to synergize papers? Fire paper guy. What? Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. What? Okay. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Die Zukunft war gestern? Morgen ist jetzt. Naja, gut. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day. Don't get fired. So, Profits. Was ist das alles? Colored Segments? Ah, ich kann leider nicht. What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things. But with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. Ich liebe die Tabelle jetzt schon. A lot of persons. Aha. Teenagers. Space between the teenage. What? Immerhin ist es ein Recycle-Korb. Deathspot Ports Portion? What? Okay. Was steht da? Ich kann leider nicht hingucken. I hate Mondays, das kennen wir schon. Oh. Okay. Clear Skin. Metamorphose. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Ah, das ist mir, glaube ich, zu viel Text, oder? Using slides to assure bla blub. Aha. Aha. Number of slides on the slide. Das sind halt eher so Beispiele, ne? Aber Grafiken erstellen. Stop. The boss application minute. Why did we hire you? What? Der Text geht halt viel zu schnell. So schnell ist mein Kopf nicht mehr übersetzen und so. So. Das mal wieder.
Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Yeah. Okay, gib mir den Besen. Naja, was macht man wohl in einer Besenkammer, ha? Alleine vielleicht ein bisschen. Es wirkt irgendwie eher wie ein Werkzeugabstellkammerraum-Ding, der mal renoviert gehört. Ich glaube, da passiert nichts mehr, oder? Ich glaube nicht. Gehen wir nach unten?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nö. Heizungskeller? Und überall Dokumente. Was ist denn das?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So, hello Revenant! How are you? And, did you mean this? To not loud enough? Or the speaker?
This is the story.
So, sind wir hier? Again? It's nearly 10:30.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Die Monitore sind
No
alle...
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Die PCs sind an. The end is never the end. Ich glaube wirklich, man kann... Ich glaube, das schafft man ohne in die Achievement-Liste zu schauen nicht. What the hell is going on?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Are you sure? Ich mach doch nur die Computer aus. Was will ich da durch? Ich werde jetzt noch so ungefähr bis um halb spielen. Ich will da rein, ehrlich gesagt. Ich will da durch.
When Stanley came to a set of
Ja,
two
ja.
open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Das mit den Türen haben wir eigentlich schon. Ugh.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker.
Das war jetzt ein anderer Text.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ich gehe ja schon. Mein Gott.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Das sind wir jetzt noch nicht drin gewesen, oder? Zur Linken? Nee, war ich noch nicht. Aber waren wir geradeaus fertig? Ich gehe jetzt einfach mal hier rein.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Sicher. Ich weiß immer noch nicht, was das für eine Art von Maschine ist. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Da ist der Konferenzraum. Ah! Birds.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Du Arsch. Ich wollte es nur ausprobieren, aber...
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ich liebe diesen Sprecher, der ist so gut. Oh, wie er das macht, das ist echt eine Meisterleistung. Ganz ehrlich, ich habe mich das vorhin schon gefragt. Wie sind diese Autos hier reingekommen? Der passt doch niemals durch das Tor durch. Yeah, Horror. Oh. Jetzt sind wir wieder hier.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh. Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I love it. Oh. Okay, jetzt, ich kann leider nicht
All of his co-workers were gone. What did it
rennen.
mean? Stanley
PCs
decided to
sind
go to the
diesmal
meeting room.
aus?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Leider dauert es alles ziemlich lang, da durchzuflitzen.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Da kann ich nicht rein. Ah ja, okay. Oh Gott, es gibt zu viele Möglichkeiten. Inner guild. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you taught yours.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Okay, aber nicht jetzt. Not today. Ich mache hier Feierabend. Ich möchte heute nicht zu spät ins Bett kommen. Wir machen nächste Woche weiter. Ganz gemütlich. Da haben wir dann auch mehr Zeit. Ich hoffe, es speichert auch regulär. Ich bin gerade nur ein bisschen am Testen noch. Oder muss ich das durchziehen? Ich bin mir gerade nicht sicher. Wir werden sehen. Macht ja nichts, es dauert ja nicht lang. Barababam. Nächste Woche machen wir weiter. Morgen gibt es, falls nichts dazwischen kommt, ganz regulär unseren Koop Forest Stream. Ich hoffe, es kommt nichts dazwischen. Ich würde nämlich doch langsam das Halbfinale in Angriff nehmen wollen. Man soll einen Speedrun machen. Spiele das Spiel 10 Jahre lang nicht? Wie bitte, was? Einen ganzen Dienstag lang. Bitte, was? Was sind das denn für Errungenschaften? Ich bin irritiert. Na gut. Also wie gesagt, morgen Forest. Falls es nicht klappt, ja, falls es nicht klappt, schmeißen wir die Switch an. Ja. Und am Sonntag hauen wir Tiny Tina an und Warframe. Ihr wisst es. Es steht auch im Zeitplan. Dementsprechend, ich wünsche euch eine gute Nacht, ein schönes Wochenende. Macht's gut. Bye bye.